I've spent the past 5 days researching the worlds of Valorant and Counter-Strike to answer the age-old question: is Valorant harder than Counter-Strike? To make this video easier for you guys to follow, I spent each day investigating a different topic. And stay tuned, because while the answer may seem obvious, the results were surprising, to say the least. What better way to kick off my research than by learning what the community consensus is? So, I fired up Discord and infiltrated 3 key servers: a Valorant server, a Counter-Strike server, and the largest gaming Discord server. Yes, this server has 1 million members in it. Once inside, it was time to drop the bait. What game requires more skill, Valorant or Counter-Strike? The responses? Absolute chaos. After going through countless messages, one thing was clear: Counter-Strike was the winner in the Discord debates. But would the opinions of streamers and pros align with this? Let's find out.
I
think it's harder.
You think Valorant's harder?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Eco said it best. What did he say? The average CS player compared to the average Valorant player is fucking 10 times better. Listen, CS is 10 times harder than Valorant. At the highest level, you can't say that.
Well, I'm just saying that I don't think Valorant is a lot harder, is anywhere near harder than CS.
Well, the verdict was in. Although it was close, it looks like the community considers Counter-Strike to be the harder game, giving them a 1-0 lead over Valorant. This went as expected though, so let's see what the upcoming days have in store for us. When a game has a high skill ceiling, what do you think is the biggest contributing factor? Let's play a little game. I'll give you 3 options, and you tell me which one you think is the most critical in determining the skill ceiling of an FPS game. Is it the weapon variety, the gameplay mechanics, or the game updates and meta shifts? Hopefully you chose option B, gameplay mechanics. If not, well, let's just pretend you did. So, for day 2, I'll be comparing the gameplay mechanics of both Valorant and Counter-Strike. Let's break it down into 2 main areas: gunplay and movement. First up, gunplay. At first glance, the gunplay in Valorant and Counter-Strike may seem similar: aim, shoot, repeat. But there are some major differences that set them apart. The most noticeable, spray control. In Counter-Strike, each gun has a set recoil pattern. It's like any skill. Practice enough, and you'll know exactly where each bullet will go as long as you aren't moving. This consistency means that mastering a weapon's spray pattern is a rite of passage for any skilled CS player. Valorant, on the other hand, throws a bit of a curveball. The first 5 to 6 bullets, perfectly accurate, just like in Counter-Strike. But after that, the recoil pattern becomes less predictable. It's not entirely random, but it's not as fixed as in CS. This means you have to adapt on the fly, making each spray a bit of a gamble. And of course, we all know how frustrating RNG can be in competitive games. Next, let's talk about movement. Counter-Strike has the Source engine, one of the most beloved engines of all of gaming. It may be more complex than Valorant's engine, but that's what makes it so fun to play around with. You could never do something like this in Valorant. Advanced techniques like counter-strafing, jiggle peeking, and white swinging are generally much easier to pull off in Valorant as well. But don't think Valorant lacks skilled movement. Some agents offer insane potential for creative plays, but I'll get into that on day 3. Regardless, I'll be giving today's point to Counter-Strike, making the score 2-0. I wouldn't count Valorant out just yet though. These next few days are where things start to get real interesting. Alright, for day 3, I'll be testing out the aspects that differs the most between the 2 games: equipment. So that'll include smokes, flashes, mollies, and nades for CS, and agent abilities for Valorant. Now, going into day 3, I thought this category would be an easy win for Valorant. I mean, how can 4 throwables compare to the near 100 abilities that Valorant has? But while doing my research, I was genuinely surprised at all the unique strategies that came from exploiting the game mechanics in CS. The simplicity of CS's equipment actually encourages players to get creative with their usage. For instance, the coordination required to execute a smoke lineup needs to be pixel perfect at times, where in Valorant, you open up your iPad and boom, smoke appears. I can already see the comments now. oLore, there are complex abilities too. What about raised satchels? Now, I agree not all Valorant abilities are brainless. Some of them require some real fucking skill. I mean, look at this. Is this even a tactical shooter anymore? While Valorant's abilities have more potential for crazy outplays, CS's utility is often less forgiving.
Z, care. I'm sitting in the smoke.
I'm gonna molly him then.
Okay. I just got mollied. I think they mollied me. Where did your molly hit?
I didn't throw it yet. Want me to throw it?
Yeah. Okay, I'm blind. They just fucking threw a fucking perfect flash at me.
So, Valorant has more outplay potential and creates a dynamic experience, while CS requires precise precision. With everything considered, I'm going to give Valorant a slight edge for this one, making the score 2-1. After now watching hours of educational content on YouTube, the differences between the two games become all the more apparent. One aspect that stood out to me in particular is the strategy differences. I'm assuming you think how I did before starting this 5-day journey. Both games are first-person shooters in which one side's objective is to plant the bomb while the other's is to defuse it. How different could the strategy actually be? Well, let me just show you.
He still stands though, but the defuse is coming in. Wait, the spray! Oh my!
Total 180 here for LDLC, but just how discombobulated their plays have become as well shows you clearly just what kind of state of mind they're in right now. Really, they don't even know what's happening anymore. So this is it. I mean, Fnatic are just 5 rounds away now from guaranteeing a spot in the semis, and for the first time, Happy ventures out into Sewer once.
All jokes aside, the games really do play very differently from each other. Counter-Strike is more about precision and perfecting every minute detail in the game. There is often a meta for every map that is being used by both teams. So, from game to game, there aren't many strategic deviations that take place. But Valorant is different. Imagine trying to play chess, but every few turns your opponent can change the rules slightly. It adds a layer of unpredictability and creativity to the game. The large number of abilities combined with the constant balance changes cause there to never be a single meta for too long. Although I love games where the meta evolves on its own over time, I'm going to have to give this point to Valorant just because of how often you need to completely change your strategic plan. It's day 5, my final day of this experiment. With the score tied at 2-2, this last point will determine everything. So, what will I be doing for day 5? What will be the deciding factor for which game is harder? Well, what better way to wrap up this journey than by using what I've learned from my countless hours of research to determine the winner. To preface, I have a decent amount of experience in both games. I have 1300 hours in CS and 500 hours in Valorant. I love both games, so trust me, no biases here. To kick things off, I'll be playing a competitive match in each game to refresh my memory, starting with Counter-Strike. We started the game off with a bang. I nailed 2 nice scout headshots early in the game, pushing our lead to 3-0. As the game went on, it was clear this was going to be an easy win. There was nothing our opponents could do to stop us at this point. Final score, 13-2. My stats, 15, 8, 9. Hey, I'll take it. Now, let's switch over to Valorant. This game had a rough start.
He's pushing up bunny still.
It's starting to look like a reverse of the CS game, with us trailing 1-8. But then, something changed. Suddenly, we started to win round after round, eventually allowing us to take the lead 9-8. And just when it looked like we were about to make an insane comeback, this happens. In all of my 500 hours of Valorant, I never experienced this. It was as if the gods themselves wanted us to lose. Before the game came to an abrupt end, I was 14-15-5. Not bad, but could be better. But there's one crucial detail I haven't shared yet. My rank in both games. In Valorant, I'm Platinum. In CS, I'm a lowly Gold Nova at best. So, despite performing better in the Counter-Strike game, that's definitely not typical. My aim wasn't just to judge by performance, but to understand the challenges and skill requirements each game presents. After all, the research, footage watched, and games played during these past 5 days, I think I have my resolution. So, to answer the question, is Valorant harder than Counter-Strike? The answer is... fuck no. If you're a fellow CS parasocial, click here to check out this video about one of CS's most legendary players. You won't want to miss the incredible story of Foon.